Good morning. Take a look at yesterday. Day off for me. Did you spot anything? Did you make any dosh? Bournemouth, Man United. Tricky one to play. 2.15. Both teams in form. Unbeaten form for Bournemouth. And they remained unbeaten. It was a 2-1 lead and a 1-0 lead for Man United. I'm not sure how the draw odds would have worked had you laid the draw and Man United scored first. Not the rock solid favourite, but a good performance from both teams. Preston and Stoke, too tough for me to call. 2.3 the favourite, all down to the in-play stats. How has this match helped Preston with their 3 points? Well, it's got them to 52. They're within 8 of a top 6 berth, so they're in the 50-point club. You take 3 away from that, they'll be still on 49. So they've got an outside chance of reaching the playoffs, but must start stringing together a set of wins to get them into the 60-point club. That's the only way you're going to get into the playoffs. Lens must win, did win. Emphatic stuff. Absolutely emphatic. Let's have a look at the way the match panned out. Lens' latest score. It'll just give you the timings then. 13, 25, so 39, 3-0 at half-time, 5-1 at full-time. This is an emphatic performance. No real trading angle. Unless, well, you go the half-time route. Still, I would have waited for a 0-0 at 20 minutes. This puts Lens top. French League 2. Bonjour, Rodders. A bonnet de douche. A bonnet de douche for French League 2. Important win for Le Mans. Was that 3-3 gettable? Again, let's have a look at the Amiens latest score. 3-4. So it's a 0-1, 0-2, 1-2, 1-3, 2-3, 3-3. And then Isaac Cossier avec le late goal. I'm sure they gave him a small espresso and a croissant after scoring that winner. And what difference did that make to Le Mans? Let's have a look. Bang. Very important win. It's got them third place, but more importantly, an entry into the top 2. They're equal on points with Saint-Etienne. This is one of those, I really hope you'd have done a 109, 106 late on. Similar story, Red Star. That would have been, oh no, they got the goal against Clermont. So they're keeping the pressure on Le Mans, even more pressure for that late goal. That's what we're after. Get it late. I know we've had a few which haven't come in, but the liability remains low. And if you do get them in, it's a 10-1 return. Bologna-Nancy. More of a relegation dogfight, this one for Nancy. Didn't get just got a point. To, I suppose, increase the gap to 5 points, which is a win and 2 draws, making it a little more comfortable for old Nancy. Sid will be happy with that one. Red Star, as you know, got that win. Keep the tabs on Le Mans. Stay in striking distance of Saint-Etienne as well, but the goal difference, of course, is huge in favour of Saint-Etienne. Laval and Grenoble. Well, Laval getting an important win. Amazing scenes. Let's have a look at how this one played out. Was there a Desmond Tutu for you to take advantage of? It's all about the scores, isn't it? The timings of the goal. 0-1 at half-time for Grenoble. And a real solid performance from Stade Laval. Were they favoured? No, 2.5 the favourite. Difficult match, pre-match, for either the bookies or me to unpack. But a great performance from relegation-threatened Laval. Pau didn't take advantage of Montpellier. Will that cost them? Well, they're okay in mid-table. And Rodez, this would have been a match I would have laid the late draw, 109, 106. Why? Well, you have a look at where Rodez are and who they're playing as well. They're playing Bastia. Rodez, you see, just for that single point, has put them in the top 5. So that was a well-earned point. Similar story with Bastia. They're now in the 20-point club, but they've got a long way to go to get out of jail. Who scored first in this one? Again, I should have just done this. Rodez and Laval. That way I can keep this without having to go back to Friday, because it's a palaver. So, well, it was an opening goal for Rodez, so that's not necessarily a surprise. But a well-earned point for Bastia to bring them into that 20-point club. And Leipzig yesterday, what was my main message to you with Leipzig yesterday? All together now? When the market doesn't fancy them, Leipzig, well, Hoffenheim don't tend to perform. And this was as emphatic as it gets for Leipzig. So that's a little trick. When this lot are odds on, Hoffenheim, they score 3 goals. But when they're not fancied, they don't tend to perform. It's amazing stuff. Hanover and Karlsruhe getting important wins. Greuther Fürth battling to remain competitive with 3 wins and a draw recently for Greuther Fürth, which has helped them get out of the relegation zone. But they stalled a little yesterday. Did score first against Karlsruhe. Karlsruhe, for their sins, well, they're 11 points, 12 points away from the top 3. It's an incredibly difficult league to get out of, as you can see there. Only the like of Elvis, Paderborn, outside chance Hertha Berlin if they can break the 8-point gap between themselves and Hanover. Talking of Hanover, an important 3 points for them has thrust them into the playoff places. You can see that. And if this was 0-0, I would have taken this on all day. Why? Because of that motivation of moving into the only available places to get out of this damn league. Superb stuff. St. Pat's, just to give them a cursory glance, early doors. They've just caught my eye this season and have delivered yet again at odds on. And this time, away from home. A very, very hard-fought win for Napoli yesterday against Cagliari. This is what Cagliari do. At the moment, make it incredibly difficult for sides to beat them. And they remain competitive till the end. So ordinarily within a goal. Good performance from Napoli, that. Eredivisie, over 2.5 goals, both teams to score. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, both teams to scores. 1, 2, 3, 4 overs. Warming up. This is what you expect in this league. Goals, goals, goals. Camber and Young AZ. Well, Camber will feel a little aggrieved at having lost this one. I think it was a late penalty for Young AZ in response to the red. 1.45 favourite going down there. Elsewhere, the battle of the top 2 in the Championship didn't produce a goal. And the Yellow Submarine, who on paper had this game by the vernaculars, shall we say. Easy performance, and that's what we expected of them. That was yesterday. Did you find any plays? Let's have a look at today's trading angles. I believe Vukovar are newly promoted, so that will get a little bit of a look at 2 o'clock in Croatia. But it's more illiquid compared to the big boys, so you don't have to play. Lokomotiv Zagreb, Dinamo, of course, is a derby. I think, won't be playing that, I don't think. Given today, we've got elite league football. And in the Danish First Division, well, a lack of liquidity yet again. But do look out for the potential for goals. Premier League, Brighton and Liverpool. Too tough for me to call, really, but impressive performance for Liverpool post Champions League against Galatasaray. That's the slight negative for Liverpool today. Brighton putting together a winning sequence recently. Overall, poor form since December, but recently stringing together a set of wins. I'll show you that, I think, in the research. 3 wins in 4 for Brighton. And Liverpool struggling against the top 15 away from home. Only the 1 win, I believe, against the top 15 away. So this has banana skin written all over it, this one. post-Champions League against the side suddenly finding their winning foot, Brighton. And if they can continue like this with collecting 3 points, they're going to be in European contention. Fulham and Burnley, it's quite simply, it's a case of the old Sheffield Wednesdays, isn't it? Burnley look gettable against all comers. That's my predominant angle there. Everton and Chelsea, Liam Rowe Senior, football genius, taking off João Pedro. Chelsea's best attacking option, really, against PSG in what was a bit of a show. And he doesn't half talks and waffle, doesn't he, Liam Rowe Senior? Some have described him as the David Brent of football management. Well, good luck to the bespectacled football genius. Tricky match today. Let's have a look statistically. Well, the Toffees have failed to beat any top 10 side at home. Chelsea are vying for a top 5 berth with a win. 3 wins in 4 for Chelsea, but both teams to score has occurred in the last 7 away. That's not a good pattern for an away side, allowing the home team to score. A side like Everton could really hold on to that. Leeds and Brentford, 2.45 the favourite. You can tell that's a very, very difficult one to unpack, isn't it? Brentford on a charge for Europe. Leeds only being beaten really by Champions League sides of late. Very, very tough side. You can ask Chelsea. Even against 10, they couldn't score. Looking in the English Championship, I'm not sure if there's these matches are on or not. They haven't got a preview. But Ipswich would have a look. Odds on today. Again, here's your usual take 3 points off Sheffield Wednesday team. Today, it happens to be Hull. Elsewhere, Southampton. I'm not sure if they'll find their goal-scoring touch. Got a win against Norwich last week. That might veer them in my direction. Saints, can they follow that up against what will be a stubborn Oxford United with a bit of a ability to make sides find it hard to score. So that's how Oxford United will set up, looking for a 0-1. But if Southampton are anything like they were against Norwich, then they're going to continue that electric recent run. English League One. Not sure if Cardiff are playing today, but if they are, they have been very solid to look at. Luton not fancy today, so take a note. They have been in really good form of late. That would be the only real standout for me today. The Cardiff at home. Cambridge not playing, or am I in the wrong league for Cambridge? Don't think they're playing there. English League 2, there they are. Cambridge United against Salford. Too tough. Salford are on a run of wins. Cambridge United failing to score last match. Going to be a cracker to watch, but I can't discount Salford in their winning form of late and with European ambitions, not European ambitions, playoff ambitions for Salford as well. Just putting together a bit of a run. That's my normal go-to side in English League 2, Cambridge United. Toulouse and Lorient are 1.83 home favourites, 2.38 for Auxerre. Paris Saint-Germain, well, they've lost to Monaco, Côte d'Azur side. They lost to Marseille, Côte d'Azur side. They're playing Nice, Côte d'Azur side. Could be an interesting one, this one. Post-Champions League as well for PSG. French Ligue 2, it's all about Saint-Etienne and Nancy. This is a must-take 3 points. Saint-Etienne putting together a good run of late. We can get the standings up. We can have a look. Saint-Etienne second now, but they're under pressure from Le Mans. Got that win yesterday. From Red Star getting that win yesterday. Rodez dropping a point. Saint-Etienne 53 with a win, and more importantly, will remain in the automatic promotion places. Playing an Nancy today who have ambitions of their own because they go to 43, 42 with a win, with 44 the entry point for the top 5. It's going to be a tough afternoon for Saint-Etienne against a fellow playoff hopeful. Estatoire, top of the league, are playing Dunkirk today. the onus is, again, like a Nancy, is on Dunkirk to get something from Stade Trois. 42 with the win for Dunkirk to open themselves, and a Nancy with a win, up for the potential for that top 5 berth. Guingamp and Reims. Well, Reims 2.5 the favourite, but this is a playoff 6-pointer. Guingamp must win, take themselves to 42. Reims must win to gain entry into the top 5, with Rodez drawing yesterday. So it could be a fruitful afternoon. I will certainly keep an eye on Saint-Etienne, have really caught the eye. And the rest of the matches are matches where teams do need 3 points. Talking of 3 points, should be booked for Bayern Munich today. Didn't need to do anything against Atalanta midweek, but absolutely did for them. Taking a chance on Bayer Leverkusen here. Heidenheim do seem to be gettable each week. And Dortmund against Hamburger. We might see Hamburger score, but Dortmund have only lost to Bayern Munich this season. And in the Bundesliga, we already know, having looked at yesterday, that Elversberg, they've got some important 3 points to collect. They are banging contention. So as you can see for Elversberg, enter the 50-point club with a win. Will go top with a win on goal difference. So that's a huge match. Arminia Bielefeld have relegation to think of. So that's a very, very late lather draw, like that 3-4 Le Mans yesterday. Absolutely crucial. Kaiserslautern, 40 points, but they're increasingly adrift of the top 3. It's becoming must-win territory, must put together a whole raft of wins. Nuremberg, I'm afraid, mid-table, best solution for them. Paderborn will break into the 51-point barrier with a win today. So that's another to look at. Paderborn, home advantage against Dynamo Dresden, 3 points above the relegation zone. Darmstadt and Schalke. Schalke find themselves top, but they're going to be under pressure from Darmstadt, under pressure from Hanover, under pressure from Elversberg. So it's a 12:30 kickoffs, going to be 12 o'clock kickoffs, going to be very interesting today. Paderborn, home advantage, must win. Elversberg, home advantage, must win. SerieA, Parma and Cremonese lay over 0.5 goals at the start of this match. Hope it remains 0-0 for a while. So relegation 6-pointer, don't fancy that one. AC Milan against Torino and Juve against Sassuolo. Well, it rather picks themselves, don't they? It's a title battle for AC Milan. Must stay within catching distance of Inter Milan. Serie B. Venezia would catch my eye there, but they're playing Monza, another promotion playoff side. Modena. Let's have a look at Modena. The other matches look a little bit too tough to call. We've got 1.68. Palermo as well. So let's have a look at Palermo and Modena. Is there any carrot to justify the odds-on status? Indeed, Palermo, 61 points with a win today. Must give it a go, because playoffs, promotion, automatic promotion, is 60-plus points. And with Monza and Venezia playing each other, this could be the time to strike for Modena. So that looks a good profile, doesn't it? Similar story, Palermo, again. So these odds-on favourites have a good reason, don't they? Huge motivation at this stage of the season for Mantova, so for Modena and for Palermo, with the top 2 playing each other, likely to take points off each other. We're getting near the 20-minute mark, so a quick look at Spain, where it's a tough coupon, 2.3, 2.2, 2.38. I'm not going to tackle these matches. I've done research for members, but this tells you a real story. It's a tough coupon on paper. I need to decide on a live stream this evening, so I won't set one up just yet. I'm moved to accommodation where I've got a neighbour on either side, and the live stream starts at 9:30 p.m, ends at midnight. It's not very fair on me with Thai neighbours like that, particularly if they've got work in the morning, for me to inflict them with my yabbering for 2.5 hours. I will confirm a bit later on whether there'll be a live stream, so make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Have a great day. I will see you, members, from 12 o'clock for the Bundesliga 2 and throughout the day.